Why, hello everybody, welcome back to the Montana State Bobcat Dynasty on NCAA Football 06. Today we're going to have the off-season video, do some recruiting, hopefully do a lot better than I did last off-season, where I think I landed up recruiting 3 players total and everyone else was a walk-on. Luckily, a lot of our good players did stick around, but I know better now, and hopefully will do better now in this offseason. Take a look at the Sports Illustrated there. Michigan did beat Florida in the college national championship game. They are now champions of, well, college football. Yeah, that's all I got right now, so I think we'll just jump into the offseason. Take a look at our offseason schedule. School budgets. Okay, so yeah, definitely we put a lot more in discipline last year, and that paid off because we didn't receive another prohibition or anything. I'm pretty sure that's why we didn't make a bowl game, even though we were 7-5, is because of that prohibition. As I've said, I'm not the smartest dude when it comes to college football, but yeah, I think I'll just leave this where it is for now. Oh my goodness, no! Troy Anderson is heading to the NFL. Are you kidding me? Oh man, we need him though. Okay, he's gonna play for us next year. Thank goodness. You know, he's our best player probably. He had 1,800 passing yards and 1,200 rushing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, 18 rushing touchdowns. Keep him talk him into staying for another year. That's good to see. We're going to lose Marcus Ferrier to graduation. Joe McElroy, he was one of our better offensive linemen. Lewis Kidd, he was first team Big Sky. Tristan Bailey is also going to be leaving as a senior. Made a total of 4 kicks for us in this dynasty. 18%, but that's not really on him. That's more so on me. Bryce Sturck is going to be leaving. 7 sacks this year. Last year he had 5. Lance McCutcheon's a senior. Well, I guess another one of those players that I couldn't properly give his year and whatnot. But he was solid for us. 600 yards, 6 touchdowns in his 2 years that we had. Coy Steele's also going to be leaving. Man, he had 280 yards, 5 touchdowns. All of them came in this past season. So we're actually going to need a lot of help at wide receiver, it's looking like. R.J. Fitzgerald's going to be leaving. Mitch Brott, he had 95 pancakes. Only gave up 2 sacks this past season. He won Best O-Lineman. Derek Marks is going to be leaving. Him and Bryce Sturck. We were lucky to have them for this past year. It's just, as I said, I couldn't really change the years that they've been in college football because they both graduated this past season in real life. Travis Johnson, he's also going to be leaving due to graduation. Our best wide receiver, who actually, last I knew, was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in real life as a UDFA. We'll have to see if he makes the team there. And then finally, Braden Conkle is going to be leaving. He had 5 interceptions this season. He had 4 of them last year. Definitely our best DB of this series so far. So we're going to be missing a lot of key players going into next season. Time for some recruiting. See, we got a lot of players from Montana, 7 from California. Is that it? Is that really where all our players are from? Those 2 states? We don't have any of them from like Texas or anything. Just Montana and California. Okay, so after 1 week, we have 1 commit, Jake Munoz from, I believe that's Hawaii there, an athlete coming to us here. So we already have our first one. That's good to see. No commits during the week 2 of the recruiting process. Okay, so it looks like the list may have been wrong. It looks like we did get one. We got this defensive end here from Utah. That's nice to see. All right, after week 3, we got another recruit, Brandon Oliver from California. He plays defensive tackle. Oh, we got a couple more. It's not even showing all of them. We got John O'Brien at defensive end. We also got Corey Rivera. So we got 2 defensive ends now and a defensive tackle, as well as an athlete. Okay, it's saying no more commits after week 4. We'll have to see if that's actually right, though. Because here we did get Brian Brown, a power halfback here from Colstrip, Montana. So good to get an in-state player. We also got Tristan Bailey's replacement, Harry Williams. Okay, awesome. We got Mike Anderson, the tackle here from Deer Lodge, Montana. We also got Adam Boozing, another tackle, as well as Nate Charles from Cutbank, Montana. The list that is given me at the end of every week does not always seem to be accurate. At least that's what it looks like. Either that or I'm stupid. So we're just going to take a quick look at all of the players that I targeted, and you can see some of the players that I didn't get. Starting off here with the 3-star recruits, we went after 3 of them, and it looks like we got all 3 of them. Starting with Corey Rivera, a defensive end from Utah. He's a pass rusher. Looks pretty nice there. We got a free safety, Pat Alford from California. We got our first tackle here, Mike Anderson, our biggest in-state recruit. We went after a wide receiver, Daniel Bennett, but he ended up going to Sacramento State. Then we went after this athlete, Jake Monsno. Sure. Might have to learn his name since he is an athlete. He'll probably be making some big plays. We went after this cornerback, Drew Watkins, but he ended up going to Idaho. He was on the top. We were on the top of his list for a while, but not at the end there where it mattered most. We got this other tackle here. We got Tristan Bailey's replacement with Harry Williams. We got John O'Brien at defensive end, Nate Charles at wide receiver, Brian Brown at running back. We went after this strong safety. I really thought we would get him. He ended up going to the rival Grizzlies, though. It's interesting to see there. And then to wrap this all up, we got a defensive tackle, Brandon Oliver. We're going to take a look at what our rival Montana Grizzlies got here. They got a 3-star quarterback, David Rogers, because Washington graduated this past year. They got another 3-star recruit, a wide receiver, Paul Smith. They got a tackle here, Mike Young, a defensive tackle, a kicker, another quarterback, Jimmy Mason. You got a tackle here, Joey Davis. They got a defensive end, a third quarterback, a defensive end, a halfback, a kicker, defensive end, running back, outside linebacker, and strong safety. So they were pretty busy. A lot of 1-star recruits here. But they got themselves a lot of new players, including a possible new star quarterback there. Ooh, that's interesting. Seth Cobb, our top recruit from last year, he has 72 throw power, 68 throw accuracy. So maybe if we needed some kind of an emergency quarterback, he could do something like that. I did get a comment on the last offseason video telling me I should look at the throw power and throw accuracy. And I'm glad I did, because it looks like there's some interesting stuff here. Okay, so looking at Jake Monsno, every time I say his last name, I pronounce it differently. He's a 68 overall, but that might change depending on where he plays. 87 speed. His awareness is pretty low. He has good agility, good acceleration, decent catching, good jumping. And just about 40s for everything else, including, what is that, kick power? What about kick return? Does we have that? I don't think so. But he has decent injury there as well. 87 speed. I'm feeling like running back, or something like a running back or a wide receiver with that catching that he has. 74 catching. Maybe DB, but I really don't like that really low awareness. And since I don't think there's no like man coverage or zone coverage in this game, and I think that means awareness just plays a bigger factor when it comes to man or zone coverage. I don't think that's really good for that. How big is he? He's only 160. He's a pretty small dude. Uh, let's see. Moving to running back, he'd only be a 56. He'd be a 65 wide receiver. 52 at running back. Or not running back, an outside linebacker. 68 at corner. I guess for now we'll put him at cornerback because we don't need any more running backs. The only thing would maybe be wide receiver. Yeah, we'll put him at wide receiver for now. And I'm pretty sure at wide receiver we could still move him over to corner. Oh, let's take a look at Mike Anderson there. 72 overall. Just taking a look at some of the players that we wound up getting. Nate Charles is only a 62. Looking at defensive ends, Corey's a 72, O'Brien's a 68. Is Anthony Peterson, that's the guy that we got, right? I'm trying to remember. No, we got Oliver, didn't we? He's only a 52 overall. Looking at players that improved here from training, got our fullback Chris Pierre. He went up 6 points. He's up to a 65 overall. Our punter went up 4 points. Garrod Anderson, the cornerback, went up 4. Deshaun Ralph went up. That's nice to see. He's up to a 72. No really other big names. Kevin Jones went up 3 points there. Same with Eric Dotson. So we got some 65 overall receivers there. Matt Ransom, my favorite of the walk-on quarterbacks last year. We redshirted him. He's up to a 65. Ryan Davis is a 65. Damian Washington, he's up to an 80 overall now. Seth Cobb's up to a 74. Same with Tyree Gibson. Isaiah Afonso, he's going to be an 86. This is also his senior season, so let's make it a good one here. And then we got some players here with no upgrades. Okay, looking at some walk-ons now and whatnot, I guess. We're on the cut players menu. We got a lot of wide receivers here. Those first 4, these 2 were walk-ons last year, Dotson and Kevin Jones. These 2 were guys we just recruited, and then these other 2 guys are walk-ons. Do we have a limit to the amount of players we can have on the roster? Is it like the NFL, like the 53-man roster or anything like that? Because if not, I don't see necessarily a reason to cut them. I don't know. Let's just take a look around. Yeah, I guess we can just move on from here. I don't think there's anything I gotta do. If there is, let me know in the comments. I'll remember that for next time around, but I think I should be good. Okay, so this is what it's looking like our schedule for next season will be. We'll be kicking off against Jackson State down in Florida there, I'm assuming. Then we'll be hosting Oregon State. Hosting Michigan State. We'll be playing MSU again. I got a request last time we played them, play them in Bozeman and make them have their all-white unis. So we'll be doing that. And then at Eastern Illinois, that will finish up the out-of-conference play. Then in Week 5, we'll kick off conference play against Northern Arizona, Weber State. It's the same schedule every year. I don't know why. I like that we play the Grizz last every season because that's what it is in real life. But with everything else, that's, kind of maybe a bit repetitive that every first conference game is Northern Arizona and whatnot. But, I mean, at least we're playing Big Sky conference teams. That's redshirt Brandon Oliver. We got a ton of defensive tackles on the roster, so why not redshirt one of them? And I guess why not redshirt Chris Harris? I'm not sure how much playing time he'd get. He was our backup last year because Matt Ransom was being redshirted. But now that he's available to be the backup and possibly even the future, let's redshirt him. Just see how he can develop. And I think that'll be it. We could redshirt someone like Deshaun Ralph. Maybe Brian Brown will redshirt him. I don't know, because then we'd only have 2 running backs. I mean, technically 3, because Anderson, but he'll be playing quarterback most of the time. And why not? Let's redshirt Brian Brown. Only one player once again in state when it comes to in-season recruiting, but we're going to target him. His name is Michael Ryan, and he is a tight end right here in Bozeman, so he wouldn't even have to move. I will be looking at quarterbacks, though. Not sure if there'd be any here that would want to come to Montana State. I'm not going to be going after any of the 5-star guys, 4-star at most. But gotta start thinking about the future. I mean, we almost lost Troy Anderson this past offseason here to the draft. So probably maybe should have looked at some in recruiting. They were just not interested in us, so I kind of just forgot. So we could do that, or we can roll with one of the guys that we currently have on the roster backing him up. Let's take a quick look what there is. So these are the guys that we are going to, I guess, be looking at in the in-season recruiting. We got a quarterback there, a wide receiver, a guard, some wide receivers, tight end, the only in-state player. Got another quarterback, a defensive tackle, right guard, strong safety, quarterback, and a wide receiver. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the year 3 offseason. Man, jumping into year 3 already. Just started this series, but that's kind of what happens when there's only 12 games in a college football season as opposed to the 16 that there are in the NFL. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are excited for year 3 of this Bobcat Dynasty. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys next time. Hope you all have a moist rest of your day. This has been Jeffrey. Goodbye.